I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review, March 26th, Thursday, 2026. Hope you had a good day today. Happy birthday, Pops. And I told y'all, I'm like, you guys think I'm out here just playing? I'm not playing. I'm not just sitting here drawing lines on a chart every day for you for free. But this was a discussion that we've been talking about all this time, right? So if it's either going to manipulate and then shoot up, and then it's going to either manipulate and then shoot down. And sure enough, we have done this because we've took out this low. I didn't mark it on this chart for the reason, but it's pretty obvious that, just because I had this here doesn't mean I was only going to wait till it gets here. But this is also a minimum target because I asked in the beginning of the week, the weekly has already printed its range of 1,000 points. So do you see us coming to the top side, or do you see us coming to the low side? I mean, to be honest with you, to keep it simple is that simple. And take a look at this. Look at this chart. Look at this picture here. Coming up, making a lower high. We ended up this lower. See this little lower high I drew? We came here. Right? I talked about no bodies in there, and that's exactly what we did. So talked about that in the no bodies here, and then I talked about me selling it. I told you I caught the bitch. I wasn't lying when I was making the video. For example, I said that my entry was literally 930 level of yesterday, and then this conversation. Yes, it was a 44-minute video, and guess what? If you didn't watch it, you slept on it. And if you did watch it, you know I said this, right? So beautiful. Go watch yesterday's video if you missed it. But sure enough, what's the point here? I'm pretty much betting on the idea of coming back into this range that we're discussing. Number one. Number two, and actually after the extensive explanation of the no bodies, the wicks, the manipulation of the structure, low, I'm on the bottom left 15-minute chart, lower high. Yeah. So look, and I wanted to take the picture with where the stop loss was, so you could be like, man, that's just crazy. But I wanted to just squeeze and take a buy because we were already coming down here. But take a look. It's a 5-minute chart on the right here, and you'll see that I discussed us leaving that first imbalance that was highlighted right there. That imbalance is from what's that from? Friday. This is last Friday. Yes, today's Thursday. So last Friday, that's that first imbalance there. And then I said that I didn't want to see no bodies in yesterday's video. I said I don't want to see no bodies come inside this upper quadrant. And then but because of that, remember I talked about the daily gap for yesterday and the day before that, which would have been Tuesday. They were nested with each other. I said it's a strong level, so we're going to use it as we're going to consolidate around it, and then it's probably going to be used as resistance. So I put my stop loss literally below 930. I went to sleep. I put my fucking stop loss right there, bro. Why did I not put it right here? Because I would have got stopped out. Why did I not put it just exactly on the high? Because I would have got stopped out. But what did I do? I put it closer to the 930. That bitch came all the way up there and didn't take me out. I woke up and the motherfucker was down here. You can't make this shit up, bro, okay? I'm just letting you know, this is not Photoshop. I wouldn't even know how to do something like that. Please don't try to give me that much credit because I am not that smart. But yeah, I'm this is the real deal, baby. So they use this as resistance. Beautiful. Look at that right there. Asia. Having unemployment news today, we expect a bigger move. So I dropped the ball with keep holding it, but no, I meant to take this out. I'm talking about the next trade. So as you can see, what did I talk about all week? Well, we had a gap right there in that purple. I talked about this. If you've been watching in the week, there's an empty gap on the 15-second and 5-second chart on the fucking Mondays push up right here. Okay. Right there. This is why I said in the video yesterday, besides this is made on the 23rd, this video. Today's the 26th. How am I able to see that? I'm playing chess, guys. I'm not playing checkers. This is what we do. We don't play checkers, dude. You know what I'm saying? We play chess, literally. And what's that? It's forward thinking. It's understanding what's probable. And that's why when I said, oh, if you gave us options of up and down, yeah, you goddamn right I did. And then guess what? You're seeing me execute on which one? Number one, this one. Number two, we're bearish. So everybody that's still hungry to go buy, notice how we've been keeping our composure and we've been selling from fucking up here. Did you forget? I didn't. Oh, right? Okay, this is experience, right? So, understanding that coming back into this area here, I'm getting 3 drives. I have the current week gap quadded in here. I make a huge mistake on whatever. No, you can never be perfect, man. But my mornings are not as good as they used to be. I have ringing in my ears every day now in the morning. I'm constantly feeling fatigued and headaches, and it's bad. And for me to still do this, to execute like this is a godsend. But I mean, it's fucked up right now, and I'm still trying to figure it out. But we'll see. But point is, not trying to make excuses. This is real shit, bro. It's crazy. But you got the -1 standard deviation on Asia. We tagged that. I'm trying to get to the 50. At this point, I'm trying to drag it. It's the 5-minute. And it's pre-930. So 830, when 830 was here, I expected to do it 2 things. Either it was going to shoot the fuck straight up or it's going to shoot the fuck straight down. And sure enough, because I had the stop loss literally like right here. I'm like ready to like slam it, right? I allowed it to push it one more time. And then I tried to see what I could squeeze out of that. I wanted to see if we were going to keep pushing down. We did not. What did we do? Let me see. Did I miss anything here before I leave? Notice how the bodies are in this top quadrant, selling from there. And then notice when we get back into the middle quadrant from 50 to 25%, notice how we leave it and we exit it. And now look at the 50% level. It's gone. It is not coming back. Comes right back into the sealment. It seals it. Then what does it do? It pops back up for what? The bottom 25 quadrant. This is now resistance. A low with a body, resistance. Right there. See that? Now we're in that bottom 25 quadrant. Boom. Boom. I'm going to say that again. You get 2 booms for that one. Then it fucking sells off. Then it comes inside the gap. Now it's using this as resistance right here. See the actual high of the current week gap right here? Notice how we use it as a resistance. We tag it. You can see that happening right here. I'm going to go back to the 1 or the 5-minute here. See how we're underneath that? All right, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. You ready? I came to clown. So before we buy back up, I see this as liquidity. It's like the opening range gap, the settlement is up here. It's up here. This is where the settlement of yesterday is. It's this little doji candle right there. The 15-minute, and you drag out, it's the same level as this, by the way. That's the settlement of yesterday. They gapped the same spot. So the opening range gap, when the price is down here, I know the settlement's here. That means I know 50's right here. The fucking time hasn't even came yet. I know the opening range gap for today already from here is this. And I know 50 is sitting right there. Where is that? Above this liquidity and balance breakout area, right? This is what I talk about all the time, right? And what do we have? Structure. I have a lower low now. Look at the chart. We made a low, new low, another low. Where's the lower high? What am I doing here? You see me just get out right there here. This is why I don't want to show trades because I'll be here forever. But you see the fire here. You see this? As soon as it digs, I just got out from there. Look at the time. 8:36. That candle. Right there. There it is right there. See that? Immediately, it pops up, comes right back into the body. I'm pushing motherfucking buy. I expect to now go back up. What do we have here? I have this equal highs here, which is these 2 guys. And then I have this guy here. These equal highs right here. See that? Well, you can't see it here. It'll be nested right there. Okay, real quick. I love this shit. Look at this. Fucking sick. These motherfuckers can't run away. these guys right here. You see how they're equal here? I'm gonna zoom in for you. This is gonna be a fire video, dude. I feel bad for the people who are quitting. I get it, man. It's tough, but it takes years. See this right here? This guy and this guy? That's the equal high I was talking about. I erased the other one in this picture. Let's go to it. So I'm using these consecutive candles. I'm expecting to get a projection back up here. Look where my circle is. Look what I have dragged out. I have my first imbalance of Tuesday. In yesterday's video, I said very clear. I said I'm gonna sell here. We're obviously gonna come down into that gap. That's the volume imbalance in that purple, and then and then we're also gonna reference. Before that, we're gonna reference this Tuesday's first imbalance. Look. Well, we referenced it there. Remember, we already used it here. We just sold underneath it. Look how it tags it right there. Sells underneath it, comes underneath it. I want to come right back to it. Look at this. So I get in. Here's the last down candle here. Inversion. I'm using that to walk up. Okay. I want to get to this liquidity here and to this area of what I've already got highlighted. It's not 9:30. Look what time it is. It's 9:29 and 58 fucking seconds. Why am I taking the trade out? Because I'm not taking it out. I'm hoping in a perfect world that this was just going to shoot straight up and go straight to wiping them out. And then we'll spend a little bit of the morning session, fucking higher highs and higher low, higher highs and jagging off to then make that lower high to then roll over. And if you watch yesterday's video, I said it very fucking clear. I said, I'm going to be looking for some type of lower high to then sell from. And from there, I want to ride that shit down. You remember me saying that? You're going to be like, yeah, bro, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I know. I said that. Imagine me predicting what the fuck I'm going to do the day before. My price is going up. I promise you it's going up. Yeah? So what's the point? The point is, uses an inversion right there, finally works, pops up, comes about the body stop right there, boom, pops up, comes right back in the top quadrant. Yeah, we use that little imbalance, and now it's 9:30. I only do two things with trades before 9:30. I'm either going to hold it, which is obvious, but normally what I will do is if I do take the pre-trade, I am taking that trade and I must be out by 9:30 because I know that bitch can whip on me. Remember this face. Remember this screen right here, which you're looking at. Remember this screen. Remember this screen. You ready? And by the way, and I'm going to jam it. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to let it come against me. I'm not going to let it think it's going to come right here and then buy back up. No. I'm taking this trade out. If it doesn't just shoot up and I don't fucking trail, done. Boy, you know I came to get him. I wasn't playing, baby. I wasn't playing. How am I not playing? Take a look. What did we do? I got stopped out right there, remember? 9:30 shot it down for that low. They know I'm on their ass. Guess what they do? They get this little bearish imbalance, tags in, it's weak, doesn't keep going, takes out that low. Fine. Immediately, now, this is my first fuck up. I made two big mistakes today. My first mistake was not buying this. Back up. As you see, I'm trying to do that. But what happens with me, and I got to stop making this mistake, but every time I take a long trade right before 9:30, I get really content and I'm slower. That's why I still took this buy here. Because every time I fucking get out of a trade, that bitch, I'm good at squeezing. I'm really good at squeezing my trades and knowing when it's going to reverse. And most of the time I do not take action on it. This is when I did it. Because I tell myself, you know what time it is. Buy it. You know you want to come up here. What did they do? They got me. Well, no, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. They got my stop loss. But I trailed it. I took the profit, bitch. Yeah, I'm sounding like that because I could make these mistakes. The more mistakes you make, and the better you get at not making them, right? So, rams me. Here, the price action here was looking really ugly. This is the reason why I didn't buy it. Because I thought I thought it could have continued. And it probably should have. But manipulation says that they got the lower low here. This is still a lower low. You see, this is still a lower low here, right? And then they jammed it one more time here. Then I measured this up right here with the bodies. And then when the price action was doing this shit, I was a little bit frozen only because A, I got stopped out with that trade. B, I just took this fucking, I just said, I just told you earlier, I get lazy sometimes. I'm not lazy, but really content. I was like, I didn't even need to trade the rest of the day. I was really happy with what I have done. It's not trading about, it's not about the P&L. I could just be sitting here. Oh, I'm not going to do nothing until I hold this level. Could I have done that? Yeah. But guess what? Even when hey, listen, I'm the one fucking telling you I know it's fucking coming down here. Oh, so why didn't you hold it, bro? Because I'm human and I get comfortable and I get content and there's nothing wrong with taking profit. But I fucking extended it to the average daily range. We'll get that in a second. But you see this price action right here? I was like, nah, I'm not fucking with it. Let me see if it gives me another opportunity. And I understand that it probably will pop up. I didn't really want a counter trend. And you're gonna say, well, you counter trended here. Well, yeah, but I mean, I didn't get what I wanted immediately, so I just stayed away. But when I fucked up is when the candle here pushed up. When it pushed up like this, I knew I fucked up. I was like, oh my god, bro, what are you doing? I was like, buy this bitch, you know? And then, sure enough, I let it go. Comes up, drive 1, couple of them right there. Drive 2, drive 3, drive 4. Or you can just count this as 2 of them, and then this is your final one there. Usually I don't count the first one here when it takes out that high. But when it got into that, where did it go? You're telling me the first imbalance, look where my fucking sell is from. I told y'all yesterday, literally what I was about to do. Where is that? Look. Look. You can't make this up. Popped up to it. As soon as it got in there, rammed it, I took the sell. Right here. Guess what? It came down, came back to this imbalance. Little push went up there. Little dipped in there. Here's a -2 to 2.5. Look how he tagged it. Matter of fact, when it first originally got here and I took this loss, look how I took the loss. It dropped back to this imbalance. The 25% of the top gap, 25% of the gap here. Don't forget that's in the background. And then bounced all the way up. I was like, oh, you motherfuckers, dude. I'm like, are you guys going to really shoot up more? I was like, man, I was expecting this to be it. You know, liquidity and balance. Look on the 15-minute and breakout. That guy right there. See that little guy where busts right through? See that shit? Oh, boom, goes right through it. You see that? Look. And what'd they do? Look at this candle. Look at this pin bar. Look what they did. They rammed me real quick because they fucking know I'm on their ass. They know I'm good. I'm telling you, even when you're fucking great, they still will get you with the wick out. Yeah, I can have a bigger stop. I'm not doing that. Wick me again. I said, oh, you fucking bitches. Pops back up. Boom. Getting in again. It gets to the right, gets right back to the 50 of it. Look. This is the first imbalance of Friday. Today is Thursday. Let me see somebody who's showed you this trade. Look. Oh, I'm sorry, Tuesday. I apologize. Yesterday I sold from Friday. Remember? See, this is Friday. And that one right there, where I sold off from, here, right there. Yeah. See that? That's Friday. This one was from Tuesday. Sorry. Yes. From Tuesday. Today's Thursday. You can't make this up. 25% quadrant of the opening range gap. Not expecting to hit the 50 because I do understand that ES has already hit that. That's an algorithmic divergence. Let's keep going with the fire. I fucking get in again. Let me show you how sick I am and how they tried to get me. I'm projecting this right here. You can see that. And then we pop up again. Literally again. And then it starts coming down. I'm like, okay, cool. A little bearish imbalance right there. I'm like, cool. I went to go to take a shit. Sometimes it comes at the worst times. And I took my phone with me. I was like, take your phone with you. Take your phone with you. And guess what? You're like, wait a minute. You entered here? And this big fucking wick Didn't take you out? Nope. You want to know why? Just like yesterday. I'm sorry. Just like the trade here. I didn't get to screenshot that for you, by the way. My entry's right there at 9:30. Look how the fucking price came up here. Oh my goodness. How does that work? How did you not get stopped? Oh my God. Because I fucking kept it in break even. But I didn't choke it. Obviously, this is almost 100% retracement. It's silly. I didn't care. I didn't fucking care if it works or not. Set it and forget that shit, right? This is the same idea right here. I was taking a shit and I saw the price shooting all the way. I was like, dude, what the fuck? Shot up hella quick. Look where it tagged. Look where it fucking tagged. Oh yeah, buyers and sellers did that, huh, buddy? If you're new, no. Look. Same Photoshop, guys. Yeah, I'm the real deal. Yeah, look at that. Look at that bitch. Boom. Perfect. Look where my fucking stop loss would have been. Where's my stop loss? It's a fucking hair above it. It's not even in break. This one wasn't even in break even. I allowed it to be $40 in negative up here. A hair fucking above. And it didn't take me out. And then if this is when you saw this candlestick, I knew my sell was coming. You all know why? Because it turned into a wick. And that's what I was telling you guys about this price action from yesterday. That's what I was sharing with you here. I remember everything. Remember that shit? Where is it? These guys right here. Remember these guys right here in yesterday's video? Boom! Oh yeah, you came back. Boom! Oh yeah, bitch! Yeah, came back down. Yeah, and then I entered here. I told you in the video yesterday. Oh, you didn't show it. I don't fucking care. Don't need to do anything for anyone. Okay? Honestly, I don't. You know? But I'm already doing too much here with this. Look, this is the same understanding. You can't make this up. Anyways, what do? Here's our first imbalance for today. Right there. I got it projected. Here's 2 to 2.5. Average daily range was 450 points. My mistake today was not realizing that it could probably go a lot longer because it has a news catalyst. And if you're looking for that big move, well, here you go. If you have direction on your side and you have your bias correct, and your targets correct, you can get those targets easily because it is a news event today. You can wait all calendar weeks and just look for these things to understand and unfold. Where now this is the day where you can expand. So for me, I did the best I could here because to be honest, I just wanted to be done. It was 12:30 at this time. I really want to take the trade, and because of the trade prior, I was very content, and I was like, dude. When I sold it, when I got stopped out here, I was like, dude, you fucked up. I was like, you should have held that shit. Because you know they want to come outside the gap, which I talk about all the time on this channel. Yes. For you people that are consistently watching, dude, you gotta be fucking smashing it, learning something, or being very grateful for this. I swear you got to. Bro, there's no one on the internet doing this. They do not have a chart like this. They're not telling you days before. Bro, I have been saying this for a while. Okay, I prove. Do I know how to trade? Yeah, I think you know I know how to trade. Anyway, so you see this, I'm using this as the first imbalance. We come down to the 2.5, we make a new low. We pop in, no bodies in the top quadrant. Like that, comes back to the 50 here. We're underneath the 25 there. Remember, algorithmic delivery. Low, lower, high, lower, low. And you're going to use this quadrant to back down to this quadrant. What's this? The 25, right? The bottom 25, right? So you see it stops right here. This nice wick. What do? They shoot it right back up. They know you're on their ass, baby. If I had squeezed it out right here, I would have pushed sell here to come to here, and then it would have came back up. I would have been like, oh, I don't think this shit buying. I would probably still took it. We'll never know, will we? But notice how they slam it right there again. That's the same thing as this. That's difficult, bro. This is not easy. You just can't give a fuck because you just know that your direction is gonna go. But look at this, no wick there. Boom again. Now they got a body closure right there, dude. When this happened, I was like, what the fuck, guys? Right? This ain't part of my program. And then I'm like, okay, overbought here. I said, okay. Sure enough, it fucking took off from. Do you think that's a coincidence right here, too? Nah, can't be. Can't be. And then if I extend this back out, it's an inversion there. I mean, backward claimed for this bearish imbalance right there. And then if I was to move this one all the way over, you'll see that where is it? It's laying on that top quadrant here. This imbalance, this bullish one right here. You're like, why is that important? Because it's a high probability. Well, it bought from it here and pushed up, high probability. Went back to it, bought back up for a new high, high probability. When it went underneath it, right there, came underneath it and used it as resistance. Bink! On the bottom. See it? See it right there? See it? Boom! You can make this up, baby. Every candle, I can see it, baby. I can see it. And then we take off. Where am I doing? I'm trying to squeeze it and give it its breathing room. But at this point, now I'm staying it's 12:34. I'm actually kind of tired. I get tired easily nowadays. So I was like, dude, what are you doing, bro? Hold it for this. Hold it for down here at least. So average daily range was 450. The high here was 420. Of the day was 421 or some shit. Just say 420. What would be 450 points from the top? If it's 24,420, what would be 450 points below for an average daily range of the candlestick? That's the daily candlestick. That's the fucking strategy I show you guys every day that I'm trying to catch a portion of the candle. I captured most of the fucking candle, right? So that would be 24,420, 020 if it was 400 points. For adding another 50 points, that would be 24,370. Okay? So that's what I'm showing you here. And then here, the 420 is right here. This is 420 right here. So until I get into there, what does that mean? That means I'm doing a low-hanging fruit of 400 points and not the 50. And then I'm circling the bottom 25% of the gap. Perfect. I'm specific. It's very fucking specific. Look to the left of the chart. I also have that first low that we took when we came down here, which I'll show you in a second. There's a low down here. I dragged it all the way out. And look to the price action here. This is where we broke out from. You see it, right? Look at the 4 hour up here. Look where it's ceiling. What if it bounced from here? And then I have to endure it come to the 50, or it comes back to the 75 up here. What if it did that and swept these bitches? They could have did that. This is where you don't fuck around and find out, right? So my big mistake one was I didn't buy this here, which I'm actually okay with because I took this out. The next mistake was I didn't keep going with the trade. I didn't have to go with the trade, but look where we ended up doing. What the fuck, bro? Look what we did. I got out right there. So in this scenario, there's two things that can happen. I can go on tilt, and my ego is so wrapped up into being right that at this point I'm like, oh, well, I took the profit out here. You know what? It's going to come back up to this 50 and come to them. I'm going to start taking buys and see if I can get up there. That's possibility one. And that's when you go on tilt because you lose. And it's still coming down. And the whole time you could have been selling it. Option two would have been, which I should have did, is, well, this should be option one, is when I get stopped out here and it makes a retrace, this is a resistance. See that low? Low resistance. Even here, low resistance. Let me zoom out just a little bit. See these lows here? Low. That's resistance. Notice how I didn't even draw this out. I didn't even need to. Imbalance there. That's a high quality imbalance because it is sitting on the 50 quadrant. Okay? So I can see these things. I understand. But this was easy. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, this was fucking easy. When the price is here, you know it's selling. Bro, you know it's not buying right here. When the prices has done this, sitting here, and it's sitting right here, the price is not buying, bro. It is 1,000% selling from here. It is not going up. So that's why I'm saying it to say that I'm surprised they didn't come up and grab some of that. No, they left it. So back to the options I was saying, I could have just sold again here. And then if I took the loss while it popped up again, I'd be like, okay, one more time. But then guess what can happen? Option 3 can kick in. And then what if I was wrong and it does start going up? I can go on tilt trying to sell it because now I'm married to come back down, right? This is where you're fatigued, you're tired, you're overstaying, you're welcome, this and that. I already took profit. It's just, you need to walk away. But you take the sells. If I had took the sells, guess what? They would have worked. Why? Because the fucking price came down. Notice, came underneath. Boom. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm going to lunch, bro. At this point, I was already gone. I was like, I'm going to go eat, dude. I need to relax. My brain hurts. Literally. And guess what? It sold off again. And I'm like, and I'm at lunch like, dude, I knew I fucked up. I knew I should have took the sell again to what? To get to the lower agenda. So let's go back to this real quick here. Don't freak out all these lines. Don't fucking freak out, bro. Okay? Don't freak out. Don't freak out. All right, it's just that low, that low, that low, and that low. Okay? And there's a low that we just took out here. Obviously. It's not on that chart on the weekly, but it's on the daily. See it here in the daily? Okay? Real quick, dude. Damn, man. So this low, this was the main target. It came in and tagged it. This is the next following after, obviously, general speaking. But I'm showing you they're stagnated on purpose because you'll see what I'm saying. Now that's the first fucking high right there. That's also was why I was trying to get out. Because if it could have easily hit that and then flew up. That's that first fucking low right here, bro. Okay? See that? Okay, cool. And it's also coupled with yet last week's low. Okay, cool. Which is why I was more pissed that I should have sold it. I'm just like, dude, what are you doing, bro? But anyways, it came underneath it and sold right there. See this? So it came underneath it, the 25%, then came underneath that, missed it by a hair. See that? That's another sell. This is another resistance. Here. Lows, lows, lows. Now it's highs and highs. Sells off. That's your next lower high. Fucking ran right to that next low on the green lines. And then tagged it. Sold from there. Look at this candle, 149. Notice how that candle is a high probability imbalance. It's laying on the lower quadrant. See that? Notice that? So is that imbalance on that 25%. See that? It's high probability. Tags it. I'm giving you fire here, bro. I'm giving you fire right here. Fire. Look at this. I can do this all day. See how it tagged it? Because this is a high probability. Anyways, resistance coming all the way down here. Gets to that one. Notice how it sells off from right there. And then boom. Oh, you don't fucking say as soon as they hit that, they fucking, oh my goodness. And they brought that bitch back. From that low. That would be in here. This conversation here. It's obviously that low. I don't know why I didn't draw that. That's where I made my mistake too. I don't know why I didn't draw it. Should have drawn it. But what's my point? Is that you see that, pimp? Well, if it's not doing this, and everybody was notice. Don't forget, notice everyone that they either had this or they had this, but they didn't have both. You notice how I have both? And guess what? I executed on this one. Okay. And then what I was going to do, I'll go to the hour chart. I was waiting for this bounce. If I was going to continue to trade, I'd take the whole daily range. And I know it's already sinking. I want to see what it looks like when it comes back to 20 to 40%. If I treat it just like the weekly Friday pullback trade. I talk about this on this channel all the time, right? You make it thicker. I was going to say it's going to bounce back up to 20% at minimum. That would have been my trade. But then I was doing some personal things. And my wife came home early, and look where it came to. I'm measuring just the day. I'm measuring Thursday's candle. Here? Look where it went to. Look where it went to. 20 to 40%, huh? Almost at 40. What's that? What's right there? Imbalance. Breakout level. Boom, baby. And then what did it do? So did you see that? Did you write that for your notes? You can apply that logic to your daily candle, right? Because they all make wicks. If it's a bullish candle or a bearish candle, what did it do since then? Shot straight to what? The 25% and the sell where I should have fucking sold from. Woo! What a coincidence! Why? Because here you know it's selling. You know it's selling. And that's where I made my major mistake for number 2 today. Notice, if I tried to catch this bitch, well, once you took that out, I'm not, again, doesn't mean I had to. I'm just not involved. But so I walk away. The reason why I walk away from here is because, bro, I'm not gonna sit here. I don't need to sit through all these candles, bro. I'm tired. My day's done. I've had a great day. And I fucking just took it from here. So what are you gonna do? That's the world we live in, trading world. Look at this. You can't make this type of shit up. That's why they snap to it. See these bitch ass motherfuckers? Yeah, you think buyers and sellers did that, my buddy? No. It's them against the buyers and sellers. It ain't buyers against sellers. It's buyers and sellers against them. You get it? I think you get it. And why is that important? Because I am control. I am going where they're going to fuck people. In the flow that they do it in their manner. Buyers and so this structure, this flow is going to happen before, without anybody saying anything. Are you forgetting that I already predicted us selling down to here and then popping back up? You might have forgot that. But I'm going to remind you, from coming down to popping back up here, I said that. Then these new drawings came about. Looks like I must be right again. You know, I'm not looking for validation. I'm not looking for a trophy. Ain't no one giving me a trophy for the end of the game. No one's putting a star on my calendar. I do this for myself. Okay, right? You get it. Look at this. Oh my God. Right back. Into where? See this whole fractal pattern right here? This whole fractal pattern is right there. Look, you're looking at it live right now. Oh my. I was away from the chart this whole time. I was chilling with my wife, this and that. I was doing other things. And I was waiting at this time to do the video. Notice how it's a different time. I don't normally do it at this time. Okay, look. This whole fractal, oh shit. Push this. This whole fractal situation right here with the push down and shoot back up and then coming back down. Look at it. What? Okay. Okay. It's time to move on, huh? Yeah, baby. Can't make this shit up. I wish there was 1 million views on this goddamn video. But you know what? I'm about to quit. I've done enough. Lower lows here, pops up. Another lower low here for Nas. Higher lows here, pops up. Cool. This whole time I'm knowing that. And that's why I was pissed that I didn't buy it. But at the time I was looking at screens and content with closing another trade and getting stopped out. And it's like, okay, dude, you know, you get your world bearings and sometimes I move slow. So it shot up right to where I said it was going to go. I end up taking the sell. I end up seeing this beautiful divergence right there with a lower high. And then ends up making another lower high for Nas. And then they were fucking around, making a little fanning up here. That's why I don't trade down. They were nice to us here. Dude, I would have been pissed. Oh, I would have been pissed if they fucking got me right here. If I never ended up catching it, well, I probably would have caught it lower. But I mean, dude, I mean, dude, I mean, man, remember that stop loss? Fucking crazy. What's my point of saying that? Um, look, we didn't get rated. They were nice to ES. Fucking Dow. Look at Dow. That's why I don't trade them. All right, we came down again here. Another lower low, and that didn't matter to me. Actually, I wasn't even looking at the chart anymore with this. I was just holding to my target. I was just trading my asset. Didn't need any of this. And then sure enough, it just came lower. So there's no really this right here. It was pretty much almost a divergence here. So, but whatever. It didn't phase me. That first balance was still holding it down. And yeah, baby, yeah. VIX, as you see, we initially little fake push up that pushed us down. That rated me. Remember? Then VIX pushed down, and that was the lower low to lower high for us. Then when we got here, I ended up selling, and then VIX bought the whole time. All right, you got that? Rewind it if you need to. Dollar pushing up still as we expected. If it's going to, that's going to push us down. And obviously, if you know that we're breaking through that type of structure and everyone thought it was going to buy, and I was still correct, where is it? That you would expect fear to come in, and that's us pushing up with VIX. Beautiful. Look at the end. Look at this shit. Bruh. Pushing up. And look when it got to the overbought here. Oh, that was stupid. Was that manipulation? What am I missing here? I can't, dude. I'm tired. I gotta go. Where is it? So this was the top. Yeah, finally I made the top here. This was all smoke and mirrors here. That's why if you try to get away from the 5 minute even, it's kind of stupid the way they did that. But and then as soon as we pushed up again, which it didn't register here, then it sold off. Has a nice little divergence there. But and then they shot it. Anyways, that's like, who's involved in that? And then take a look here. Pushing all the way back up, squeezing. Damn. Guess what? Here's a perfect example of me not fucking trying to hold for the bag. Can you imagine? Oh, now that this just brought up itself, it's true. This is perfect reason. Now I don't feel as fucking bad, bro. And they weren't as bad to Nas. But imagine it, you were still holding this, and you're like, I'm holding it all day for that low. I'm holding it. Here you go. Yeah, I'm holding it. It's gonna go lower. I'm gonna hold it, baby. Yeah. And they probably didn't even get in this up here. They probably got up in here. Let's just say they got in somewhere in here. Right? Oh yeah. No, it's gonna break through. It took it out. Oh shit. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, I didn't even see this live, bro. I wish I saw this live. That would have been sick. Look at that. You'd be fucking sick. That's why. Oh, 24,000 big figure. Did I mention that? Baby? Look where I screenshot the number. Look where I screenshot. I make sure it gets into that 24,000, baby. But guess what happens? If you was holding that bag, boy, wham! So that wasn't that bad for us. I ain't gonna lie. But yo, let's just say I traded S&P. Come on, move. Let's just say I traded S&P and I sold it from up here. Yo, you can't make this shit up, dude. This is fucking hilarious, bro. That's why you don't know why overstay your fucking welcome. Look. Boom! Why the fuck? Let me go to a 5 second. I need to see this. Look how fast they did this. From here to here was 5 seconds. From here to here was 10 seconds. And then here, this little push down was 15 seconds. That last final push was 20 seconds. 20 and then 25 seconds. Can you imagine? My dude, you could have been looking to the left at a text message or fucking anything and literally didn't even see this. I don't know. Bro, what? Stop it, baby. This is why I do what I do. And that's why I got the fuck out. That's why I got the fuck out. I don't care. Because I had a feeling, I had a feeling this was going to happen. And sure enough, I was like, dude, but then when they started lingering and I knew I fucked up and I had to walk away. And could I have came in and still found a sell? Yeah, I could have, dude. I can. But guess what? You can't, you just gotta fucking stop. But this is why I'm upset with myself. Because I should have just took the sell again. To just get down here and then I'll just trail. You know what I mean? Like, what's it gonna hurt? But at the same time, who cares? Markets provide. I tell you that shit all the time. Bro, this is so serious, dude. And then look at Dow. Oh, I'll be salty. I hope you wasn't trading Dow or S&P, pimp, and you was holding that. Ooh, this is why I don't trade Dow. Look at that. Look at that. God, I wish I saw this live. Fuck. I was not. Oh, fuck, I was with my wife. Why do you think they did this? Because this was easy. It was easy. I'm going to sound ridiculous to you. It was easy. It was easy. It was easy. Wasn't it? Is this fucking selling or is this buying? Huh? How I'm able to tell you days before. How I'm able to take the trade before, the day before, and get out in the same direction of where we going. This is experience. So this is the only way they can get up here. The only way for them to come down here is if they did this. It was the only way. Could they have done it in a straight line like this? Yeah. If one day the market moves consistently like this, that's when you're fucked. That's when they're telling you, fuck off. Or the shit don't even move. It's like this. That's when you know you're fucked. They could shut down the whole market just that way. That's what they call a consolidation, right? But anyways, just pure fire here. And then for the final kicker here, I told y'all about NVIDIA and all them bitches, all those other motherfuckers coming back down. So it was obvious for, I said that we tested that gap here. And then, we only had a body on it. They didn't have to, but they came tested it. So it didn't matter. And sure enough, weak candle. And look at the characteristics. They're making this actually pretty easy. And it's getting easier. I mean, it was hell. It was hell this whole time. But don't get me wrong. There was a lot of parts that were fucked up. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm proud of myself. I maneuvered pretty well through all this chaos, of it, consolidating up and down. But guess what? This never changed, dude. I'm telling you. I said it broke structure on November fucking 17th. When this broke that on these videos, and I think I went to a vacation. I stopped making videos because it was the end of the year vacation or whatever. I stopped making videos. But I said it there, and if I didn't say it in here, then I know I said it when I came back. Whenever I returned, it was January, I think. But I said this will break. Anyways, you guys get it. What else do I need to say here? Now they have a bearish daily body on the right side now. Remember, this came down and it opened up just a bullish body. That's why nothing changed for me. I just said this was probably a lower high. Look how they came to the first imbalance of the month. Bro, this ain't coincidence. That's why I left all this shit on my chart. Look at this. I got this projection right here, the -1, came right back to it. And then we're popping right back into what? The breakout area, almost 50% of that range, but they're not going to be perfect. So they came right there, swept these guys right there. I liked it, lower high. Looking at the seasonal data here, March 26th, I've been talking about that as well. So March 26th here, we were looking for a pullback. I talked about this scenario being in a bullish world. Like if it was like the normal, pullback seasonality, then it's time to kind of like buy up, then that would be a perfect world. And I made that very clear. I said, but because we're in this environment and it's a bearish world, I'm going with this one. Because why? I expect another low from this low. You can't make this shit up, man. I did not talk myself out of the trade. I did not fuck myself out of the trade. I kept it simple and I kept it rolling. Even when we first took it here, notice how they did this shit, man. Come on. So I got the projections here, by the way. You can see I'm projecting that low to this high. We came up into the 2 to 2.5 right there. Beautiful. And then remember those first candles on Monday, up candles, the last up candles on Monday. I highlighted those only. Look what -4 is. Look where -4 is. Right back to the low. Isn't it funny how when we got there, we shot up there like that? I love this. Is this entertainment? Are you entertained? Are you fucking entertained? Look at that weekly. Oh my goodness. Gap, baby. That's letting you know it's breaking. That bitch breaking. I've been talking about this, fellas. Y'all know that shit. What did I say? I said, after this levels here, what's the next levels? Well, we got this -1 that we've tapped already. Now it's coming to this 1 on 1.5 or this 1 on 1.5. We have all these guys right here that we're buying. Any lower than that, we have equal lows sitting here with first imbalances of the months. They're all connected to each other. I think they're referencing each other on purpose. So that would be another downside objective. Then you had the 38 on this stupid fib. You have the breakout area that I've been talking about, which is now the -2 here and that -2. I mean, in this case, I talked about this where you're going to want to see us. I said I felt like we're like in this scenario here, right? The drop, the retrace, and then I'm looking for an expansion down, or just like this one, drop, retrace back up. You kind of got that vaguely there. So trust me. When we first initially took these lows, look to the right here, you'll see that it did it here and it popped up. See, look at these lows to the right. We finally took these lows out and then we popped up. I've been saying this shit all this time, guys. You know that, right? So anyways, you can see the downside here. All for free. All for free, right? Beautiful. And so I'm expecting this type of lower high. I also expect Thursday to not be the low of the week. I expect it to make a new low, or this Monday to be the low of the week. I expect this to come to here. And now that Thursday is now the low of the week, it's going to get interesting for Friday. So now that we've already retraced back in the range, I expect this to come a little bit lower, probably target this guy right here. This might even happen in Asia, London. And then we'll, probably buy back up for Friday and come into the range, and then, and be kind of the end of the week is done. Right, let me look at the seasonal data. So now look at the seasonal data just to update you. The 15-year, it ain't doing it. This ain't the 15-year. I'm letting you know right now. This ain't the 15-year. This is closer to the 5-year. Because we were expecting once we got this big push, I was expecting a pullback. That's why I was able to call this. And then we were supposed to push up from here, but we did not. From right here, see this right here? Did it higher, high, higher, low from here? No, it lower, low, lowered high from here. See the mirror? See the fulcrum point? See the fulcrum point? Either higher or lower. See that? You put see that? Okay. Now that we understand each other, the 5-year and the 30-year, they didn't do this. They were supposed to still buy up today. They didn't do it. So either we're going to get that shit now, or we're rolling. We ain't looking at the seasonal data right now. The seasonal data has got me this far, and now it's not matching at all. So I'm going to have to use my intuition. I'm going to have to maybe dial back. I'm going to have to see what we do here. And then I'm really going to go back and look into 25. I mean, God forbid 22, not God forbid, but I mean, it just, I don't, if it's going to do that, then, we're like here now. This is back at 22. or 21. Did I say? Yeah, 22. Yeah. So you see the break here? See how we popped up? And then we just slither down, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then we squeeze back up to here for the resistance. And then from there, it's legs down for the rest, so hey, I mean, definitely just go look at those years. I mean, study the pullbacks. You're not coming into this business thinking that you're going to spend an hour a day and be rich. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Go look at 2020, this is COVID. They're using the war. So while they're still talking about things will get wrapped up in a couple days or real soon, guess what? I'm still selling. Oh, give it some time, guys. Oh no, they didn't like our demands. Oh, they didn't meet our demands. Oh, we're gonna renegotiate. Oh, fuck off. Guess what? I don't give a fuck what they talking about. The data today for the unemployment is the same number. You trying to tell me there aren't more unemployment claim numbers? I'm watching companies lay off thousands of people every fucking day for the longest time. Oh, it hasn't caught up yet. Get the fuck out of here. Motherfucker, how about this? My old ass uncle, he's probably trying to buy this because he heard the numbers. Oh, it's gonna buy. It's good. It's good. No, homie. No. We're technical scientists. No. That shit don't matter. I think I've said enough now. I feel content saying enough. So, you guys take care and God bless.